GTA 5 Online Garage Tour. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are doing some garage tours. I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite garages. If you enjoyed this video, consider smashing that like button, as it does help me out quite a lot. And without ado, let's start. So first off is my Audi garage, or the Obey garage as we know them in GTA. So there's not really much Obeys or Audis in this game, but you do have some pretty cool ones. Now let's start off with my RS5. This was one of my first vehicles.
G'day, boss.
Shut up, Captain. This is one of my first vehicles in the game. I used to grind so hard just to barely afford this thing, and I didn't even have any businesses yet except for the bunkers. So yeah, this car is very special to me. This is probably one of my most favorite cars in the game, and that's this, the RS3. I kind of try to make it like a real life build, like to replicate a specific spec on real life. I think personally this like metal grey with the carbon mirror caps and the red interior just looks so good, especially with these wheels. And then next up, next to it, is my R8. Now as you can see, this thing is upgraded by Benny's. It's white bodied, okay. Now I do quite like a yellow car, especially a yellow R8. This looks so good. Everybody goes for a blue or black or even a dark green R8. I think a yellow R8 is quite rare, especially in real life. But yeah, we've gone for the same wheels as the RS3. I maybe thought of like matching it with the RS3 and made it like a duo, but I don't know. I kind of like the yellow in this. But yeah, it's not too crazy. It's still pretty tame, but also not. But it looks good. And then this is definitely upgraded, I promise you. If I'm correct, this is based on the e-tron GT, or the RS e-tron GT. Probably the most beautiful looking electric car in the world currently, especially from the back. Let's just take a look at it. Oh, it looks so realistic. It's so close to the real life thing. I can't remember which update this came from, but yeah, overall I freaked out when I saw this. It's just so cool. I think this one was from the Dr. Dre update. But yeah, we all remember this one. This is probably one of the most iconic cars in GTA 5. I believe this was with the game since the beginning. But yeah, I've tried to take inspiration from the real life Quattro or Audi Quattro. I think I did a good job, especially with the wheels. It looks really, really cool. And then last but not least is, what is this thing called? The e-tron SUV something, I don't know, the Q8 e-tron, I think it is. But yeah, I've gone for a simple Daytona grey, beautiful black big wheels. I've not gone too crazy because I tried to make this like a daily driver spec. I just wish we could have fixed the fitment a bit more, because look at the fitment on the back, that is horrendous. But yeah, okay, let's head on to the next garage. Welcome to my Mercedes garage. So this is all filled with Uber-marked vehicles. Oh wait, is Mercedes called Uber-marked in this game? I think it is. No, never mind. This is Benefactor, so I've got that wrong already. Alright, but we all know this because this is an OG in GTA 5. I think this car was introduced with like the nightclub update, I'm not too sure. But I think this is based on a Mercedes E-Class, a long wheelbase Mercedes E-Class or S-Class. But I've tried to go on for a stealthed out Mafia look. I think I've done a pretty good job on this. It looks pretty badass. Next to it is something which is definitely a bit crazy. I took inspiration from Shmi Zenvo. I just wish we could have changed like the brake calipers. But yeah, I've gotten a brown interior with this. I think it goes so well with the purple. It's very tasteful. The wheels are something you don't see on a lot of vehicles. Not a lot of people use all the wheels in the game. They either go for the street or track wheels in this game. I've gotten a bit of customization on this. It's not completely stock. It does have some mods on it. But yeah, I think the yellow and the purple just suits it so well. But yeah, next to this is my replica Mercedes race car. So I think sometime in the 80s or something, I don't know, there was like a Mercedes which looked very similar to this, which won a lot of races. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I've based it off that. I've kept the stock wheels because they just look so good. They're incredibly dished. And this livery actually kind of shockingly matches the race car so well. Oh, the next one. We all love this. This is like the Allergy Retro Custom, but just German. Everybody loves this, the Schwarzhammer or the Schwarzschaft. I can't remember its name. But yeah, I made a video on this car. It looked a bit different than this. But I've since changed it to go full on like 1990s Mafia, to like match the newer one over there on the right left hand side. Yeah, I've tried to keep it to the real life car. I like these wheels, but I think I should have actually kept the stock wheels. They're like based off of the monoblock AMG wheels, which is just the best AMG wheel that I've made. But yeah, I've got a little diffuser in the back just to bring some aggression, and we have an AMG wing. This, I don't know what I did. Okay, I don't know what I did with this. I think it's cool. I tried to go with like a polar type vehicle, but I should have changed this yellow to match with like pearlescent white wheels. Then I think it would have looked a lot better. But yeah, the yellow with white kind of looks good. I mean, it hasn't grown on me as much as I thought it would. But yeah, overall, this OG vehicle, we all know this thing. This was before off-roaders cost like 2 million. I think this thing cost me $250,000 to buy. But yeah, the next car, I tried to replicate the AMG GTR with the green and the like slatted grille in the front. I think I've done a great job, especially with the wheels. This is like the most similar wheel I could find to match it. And yeah, I've gone for the AMG GTR style wing on the back. But I've not gone too crazy. I think I've added a carbon roof, because the real life AMG GTR also has a carbon roof. It's more of like a track focused AMG GT. But yeah, the next car, I took inspiration from the Forza Horizon 5 cover car. This car is based off the real-life Mercedes AMG 1. It's like a Mercedes hypercar with a genuine, real Formula 1 engine in the back, which is super cool. I don't know any other vehicles that have that, but yeah, this is like the most accurate I could have made it. But yeah, this red is super deep. Look at that. Oh, this is probably one of my favorite vehicles because of the sound. This car looks super clean. I've gone for a classic Mercedes silver, like with the olden days in the 1940s, with some racing wheels, and took inspiration from the real life Mercedes race cars, especially with that. I'm gonna vote that this is the best sounding vehicle in the game. But yeah, the new facelifted G-Wagon, okay? It came with this like type of satin blue. Now I tried to replicate the like new G-Wagon which was announced last year with this, and I think I've done a good job. Now obviously this is based off of the old G-Wagon, like 2 generations back, before it went all shopping mall girl and stuff. Something about this wheel and the benefactor cars, it just fits with them. It's the typical Mercedes wheel, especially in this like dark grey. And yeah, we all remember this vehicle. This is also an OG alongside this. It's essentially the exact same vehicle, but this one sounds better. And this one looks better. I think, yeah, both of them are called the Shafter. But yeah, I've gone with another AMG dark grey or satin type of grey with these beautiful dished wheels and some carbon extensions. It looks gangster, especially with this carbon roof on top of here. Welcome to my Ubermacht garage. So yeah, this is basically filled with just BMWs. It's a bit emptier than the other garages, but I couldn't find any other BMWs, or I'm still yet to buy a couple of others. But yeah, as we all know, they removed a lot of the vehicles, actually most of the vehicles from GTA Online for some very strange reason. But yeah, this is my favorite BMW, or one of my more favorite BMW builds. It's the Zion Classic. It's just so clean. I think this is based on a 6 Series something from the 80s or 70s. It's just so... It's called the Shark Nose, or people know it as the Shark Nose BMW. But yeah, it's super clean. Not a lot going on with it. But with the next one, I think this thing is a masterpiece because of the dark khaki green and the gold accents. It just looks so good. Now this is a Benny's upgraded vehicle. But yeah, I wanted to go for like the ASAP Rocky Mercedes build. But yeah, I think this looks a lot better than that. It still has like the gold accents on it, but just with a different color green. I think this is definitely one of my most clean builds in this game, especially with this fitment. We have a sneak peek of what's to come. Next up is another OG in the game. We all know this as Amanda's car. I've tried to go with like an Amanda replica build. Did I HSW upgrade it? No. Okay, so yeah, if you don't know, this car can be HSW upgraded, but I haven't gone and done that because it cost probably like 2 million. But yeah, I've gone for like a clean BMW E90 M3 build. Some black wheels, carbon extensions, and a beautiful deep red. I think it's, yeah, it's pretty clean as well. And then next up is me trying to replicate a BMW M2 CS. I do think the real life M2 CS has like a bit of carbon on it. It's a bit more aggressive than the normal M2. But yeah, this blue is just super accurate. It definitely makes it look a lot more like an M2. But yeah, this yellow and this blue, just such a good combination, especially with this car. And yeah, this is based on the BMW 3 Series Touring. This was before, I think, the M3 Touring was announced. But yeah, super cool. I've tried to build like a real life 3 Series Touring. Definitely a gangster tint, and I've gone for like a beige interior. I think the beige and the blue is a good combination. Now, next up is my X5M competition. It's probably one of the better looking BMW SUVs. It's the previous one, but before the facelift. But yeah, I've gone with a super dark pearlescent blue and some big ass gangster wheels on it. Inside only has some red stitching. I don't know if you could change the interior color, but yeah, black with red stitching looks good on all vehicles, basically. The Niobe. Now, this was the fastest car in the game before they added the Banshee GTS in the previous update, or the current update. I've tried to replicate it to the real-life BMW i8. I almost forgot the name there. But yeah, I just think it looks so similar to the real-life thing. It's probably the most similar-looking BMW in my garage. Just look at that headlights. The design of the LEDs, or daytime running lights, is stolen straight off from the 3 Series. I'm not even joking. I've gone with some flared arches because why not? It makes it look a bit more aggressive. For the back, I've gone with a carbon back. It is HSW upgraded. But yeah, the only thing I think I've added, which the normal i8 doesn't have, is this carbon lip wing. Because without it, it looks a bit naked. I don't know why. It looks like it needed something on the back. But I definitely think the interior in this thing is super cool. It's something we haven't seen before. Then next up, I don't know what I did, okay? I've gone for like a full-on Rick Ross Big Pimpin' Midnight Club looking 7 Series build. It's definitely a bold choice to go with these wheels. This is an OG in the game. We all know this vehicle. It's a pedestrian vehicle, and yes, I have stolen it off the streets. It still looks so clean to this day. It has a lot of potential. Welcome to my most proud garage in this game, and this is my Ferrari garage. Okay, so yeah, I know I have 2 customer vehicles which I have to sort out. I will do that in a moment, but yeah, this is all Ferrari vehicles. Okay, just look at it. It looks so cool. Let's start off with this, the X80 Proto. Now, I believe this is based on a real-life concept Ferrari. I can't remember the name, but it looks similar to this. I've tried to replicate that with the like red and gold accent because that's just typical Ferrari. Everything is just red with gold or red and white. Okay, because that's just Ferrari. Oh, this is definitely my favorite Ferrari in the game, and this is based off of the F8 Tributo, and it just looks so good. You have so much customization with this as well. I just have to bring that up. Okay, I've gone and add some extra carbon bits on the front to make it look a bit more aggressive. This red pops with these gold wheels. And then for the interior, I've gone for a very, very dark brown or dark red leather. It's just super clean, proper Ferrari Italian spec. I'm so proud of this build. It's one of the more cooler builds I've done. And we all know this thing. It's based off the 812 GTS. I can't remember the GTA name. Like I said, I'm not good with GTA car names. It's the Italy GTO. But yeah, just look at the back. The exhaust tips. I've gone for like quad exhaust tips. I've gone for a brown interior with golden wheels with red paint. But this is like a brighter red than this. This is like the proper Rosso Corsa red, or known as the Ferrari red. I've gone for some carbon bits on the front to make it look a bit more spicy. Very nice. And then the Stinger TT, I believe it's its name. It's based on the Ferrari Roma, and I have put some elements of the 812 Competizione on it because it has like this carbon hood which goes through and then starts again at the fender, so it looks like it's cutting through underneath the fender. It looks super cool. I've gone for like a type of racing inspired livery on it. It's subtle, but it just adds something a bit more to this car. This car came out and it was a bit bland, so yeah, I just tried to make it look a bit more interesting and spicy. But I've also gotten a brown interior with red stitching. It looks super good in there. Rockstar could have done a better job with the rear end of this thing. But okay, let's take a look at my Ferrari F1 car. Every Ferrari collector has at least a Ferrari F1 car. Even DJ Khaled has one. I mean, seriously, DJ Khaled has a Ferrari racing F1 car. Multi-spoke Ferrari racing Formula 1 wheels. It's super good looking. I think it looks so accurate. But yeah, it's definitely a fitting addition alongside all the other Ferraris. And if you're wondering, why is there a Fiat 500? If you haven't watched Shmi 150, okay, he has a bath. But yeah, if you had your Ferrari in at the dealership for a service or something, they would give you like a rental. And that's like a Fiat 500 above, but Ferrari dealer edition. That's what they call. So yeah, I've tried to replicate it. It's such a super cool and interesting vehicle. Not a lot of people know about them. So yeah, definitely adds a story to this garage and something to talk about. And it is HSW upgradable, okay? And yeah, this I believe was my first vehicle in the game. So yeah, I've definitely gone a long way. Next up is the Turismo R. We all know this as the GTA starter car. Everybody started out with this car. I mean, come on. This car was free alongside the Audi RH8. But yeah, super basic, super clean build. I've not got too much customization on it. Even have the stock wheels on it, but gone for a beautiful Ferrari Rosso Corsa red. This is obviously based on the Ferrari LaFerrari. Then next up is my F40 build, which I tried to replicate so closely, and I think I've done an excellent job. Got the same color. I've gone for a like beige or brown interior inside there with white stitching. And yeah. Oh, and I've got the like competition spoiler, which has the thing in the middle. And then this is based off of the SF90, so I've gone for a darker red. But yeah, we've got a carbon splitter, carbon accents everywhere. Even the roof is carbon. I just wish the carbon would have looked a bit better. But I've gone for a dark brown, and I already know what you guys are thinking. It looks like it's a colored interior. But I think it looks super cool with this extremely deep red. It definitely stands out alongside everything else. It's even darker than the F8 there, over there. And yeah, that is my Ferrari garage. Yeah, this place is full with all the generations of Corvette, but we're gonna get to that in a moment. I've tried to replicate like a real life badass Jeep build. This thing looks super accurate to a real life Jeep, okay? Even like the like stupid grill with the like frowny eyes, the angry eyes. They have that, and I have equipped it. It looks really rugged, and I think the grey with the red looks pretty good. It suits it. And next up is the Chavos V6. You guys may remember this from a video we did not too long ago, actually. It's still exactly the same. I wanted to change it, but yeah, I was a bit too lazy. But it's such a cool looking vehicle. And yes, I found that it is based on a Honda Accord. The fitment on this thing is probably the best out of any vehicle I've seen in this game. It's so good. But yeah, we've got a carbon diffuser on the back, a carbon lip spoiler. I think this blue with the white stripe looks so good. You don't see this color combination very often. We've gone for these wheels. This wheel is just my favorite wheel actually in the game. It's so nice. It's deep dished. It fits on almost every vehicle. But yeah, we even have BMW M side mirror caps for some very strange reason. I think that's an upgraded hood as well. But yeah, look at the size of the headlight. It's massive. It's like the entire front end. And next up is the Banshee GTS. This is such a clean build. I love this deep dished wheel, which is chrome with white. And yeah, the interior is red with red stitching. It's so clean. I could have gone for like a racing inspired build or like the GTS version. I've gone for a carbon back and it is HSW upgraded. Now if you don't know, this car is the fastest car currently in GTA 5 online. It's so fast, okay? But yeah, when this thing was announced 3 months or 4 months ago, everybody freaked out. We're finally getting a new Banshee. But yeah, okay, let's move on to the next vehicles. We're running out of time. This is definitely one of the more loved vehicles in GTA. It's the Jester RR. I've gone for like a typical Tokyo tofu livery on it with some beautiful BBS looking wheels, deep dished as well, some racing seats, a white accented interior. We have a massive carbon diffuser on the back. This car's an absolute gem in the GTA community. But that couldn't be said for what's next. And that's the Jester RR wide body. We all thought this would have been like a Benny's upgrade for that. It turned out it wasn't. This is a separate vehicle which costed you $2 million. And you can't even remove the livery. There isn't any customization except for changing the wheels. I'm not even kidding. There's no customization to this. But here we go, the 5 final cars, and it's my Corvette collection. Let's start off with the Corvette D1. Such a clean build. It sounds so crazy. It's one of the more better sounding Corvettes. I still yet to find and buy the black fin. I think they removed it from the store, but it's the only one I think I need. But yeah, we've gone for the open top. We've matched the interior with the outside just to like go with the 1960s theme. I've tried to replicate it to the real life thing, okay? We've got some white walls. And then next up is, I think this is the second generation of the Corvette. Or the Corvette everybody knows the astronauts used when they did like the moon landing at NASA 50 or 60 years ago. But I've tried to go for a typical American Uncle Hot Rod style spec. Super cool with the Corvette stripes and the twin windows in the back. Such a cool color as well. This is like a sunset orange. Next up is a car we did very recently, actually, as a couple of weeks ago. The Corvette D5. You may remember this in my last video on GTA Online. We tried to replicate the real ZR1 C6 Corvette, and I think I've done a good job, especially with this splitter. It looks so aggressive. These wheels definitely look accurate as well. If only we could make them chrome. But at the back end is super similar to the real life thing. I think we upgraded the just exhaust and the back lip spoiler thingy. The roof, I remember, was... yeah, that was stock. It came like that, so we couldn't change that. But yeah, this blue is the most accurate I could make it to the real life thing. But yeah, none of the colors I showed you guys on my cars today were custom crew colors. These are all colors from in-game, so you guys could replicate my builds super easily if you wanted to. But yeah, we all know this thing, the Corvette, the OG. I've tried to make it also into the like ZR1 build with like the yellow and the black wheels. It had the black roof as well because we can't make the roof carbon, so that's close as we can get it. But yeah, the back has a carbon diffuser, some big exhaust tips, I think it looks pretty accurate and looks so cool as well. But yeah, this thing I was surprised when I customized it. It had a lot of customization. The Corvette D8. I don't know why I've gone for this blue. I should have actually made it like a red. Then it would have been actually a C8 Corvette. But yeah, it's definitely one of the more better looking vehicles in this game. It costs around about 1.5 million, and I think this was right before car prices went through the roof in the game, or just about started to. But yeah, this car is 6 years old. It came out in a summer DLC in 2019. I believe with the casino update as well. I've stayed with the square exhaust tips because the real life Corvette has it as well. But yeah, the back end looks scarily accurate to the real life thing. But yeah, that was my garage tour. And yeah, there's a lot more other cars I could show you guys, but those haven't been organized. There's just too many of them. If you guys want to see them or see me organize them, smash the like button, subscribe. And let me know if I should do a live stream where I'm organizing all my cars into different garages, or the other cars into different garages. I would like to do that, but I don't know if you guys want to see it. If this video gets 100 likes or 200 likes, I will definitely do a part 2 on garage tours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, goodbye.